Hi there, this is Paul Thompson from Spitfire Audio. I'm very excited to show you the latest addition to our producer portfolio range today, which is Andy Findon's Kitbag Volume 2. And this is another collection of fabulous ethnic instruments from Andy. In this package we have panpipes, Bansuri, Ocarina, Chinese membrane flute and the kenar. So I'm going to show you, you'll be familiar with the kind of layout and the controls from the previous kit bag. So I'm going to show you the panpipes low first, loading up again with the performance legato. It sounds like this. So again we have a starting note smooth attack, velocity 1 to 99, and then at 100 plus we've got a harder attack. And we've got the same three sets of transitions. Then a normal legato and the detached style with more of a retongued note on the second note. So those are the different elements of the performance legato. If we go into the normal longs, very lovely sound. We've got our flutters, and then we've got a couple of different shorts. We've got a normal staccato, so it's a lovely wide dynamic in there. We've got our short chuffs. We've got our short fluttered. Again, very, very useful. Short flicks up. And then short flicks down. So, very, very usable stuff in there. Lots of things. You probably will spend most of your time on the performance legato, which has been beautifully put together by Andy. Very, very intelligent and easy to play. But when you want to break out and just add a specific, double blow like that, or a normal long, or a flutter, then you've got all of those extra elements in here to create a really nice, characteristic performance. Next up is the Bansuri. As you can see, this loads with the performance legato patch as well, and with the close valve mic. It sounds like this. So you can hear I'm just playing and different things are happening. So what's happening under the hood for this is that there are two different note attacks. There's a smooth note attack and then there's a harder. There are transitions which are a kind of sliding transition from the very lowest velocity. So if I play that. And then there is a normal legato. And then there's a kind of detached legato. So you can hear there's a huge amount of controllability just literally from the way that you play and how hard you hit the keyboard. And this is the patch. The performance legato is set up really for most kind of situations. You can just dive straight in there and play. You'll see that we have a lovely reverb set up here, but obviously you can take that off. And then you can hear you've got the dry instrument where you can basically just do your own, put your own reverb on your own kind of effects and things like that. So let me leave that off for a second. I'm just going to switch to the normal staccato. And just obviously a few of these sticky keys in the GUI. This is a contact issue which has been, I believe, has been resolved in 5.5, the beta of. So don't worry about this. It's not a defect in the patch. It's just a curiosity with this particular version of Contact. So the first mic up is the close valve mic. Then we have the close ribbon. Then we have the close dirty mic, which is a kind of battered old tape deck mic. And then we have the room mics, which is, it's a drier acoustic, but it's a nice sounding room, and it'll give you just that extra little bit of space, distance between the mics and the instrument. So let's nip back to the valve and let's have a listen through the basic articulation. So I'm going to put the reverb back on, so just to give it a little bit of jazz to the sound. So the longs. So that's a lovely basic sound. We've got the artisans as well, which are more kind of decorated versions of the longs for you to pepper throughout your tracks to give it an extra bit of colour. And you can hear that you've got two different ones. There's two round robins on each note. So some wonderful stuff in there. We've got glissandos up. And then we've got glissandos down. We've got the staccatos we just had, then there's the kind of overblow chuffy sound. And then we've got flicks up and down, which you can use to do little runs like that. It's quite a fun way to do those. So let's have a listen to the Chinese membrane flute. And again, it loads up with the performance legato with the close valve mics. So that's got a great sound, and again we've got the same kind of controls on this. We've got a starting note which has a smooth attack at a lower velocity, and then at a higher velocity, a harder attack, and then you've got three types of transitions again on this. So the slide transition, and then you've got a normal legato, and then a detached transition, which has a slightly more tongued attack on it. So if we look at the longs, again, same kind of thing, lovely kind of longs there. Our artisan version. So again, you've got different kinds of things. Again, there's two round robins on each note, always playing idiomatically with the instrument. So same controls as before. Let's look at the ocarina. Okay, here we go. So as you can hear, you've got the same kind of note attack starts. We have on this instrument, because it works idiomatically really nicely, we've got your basic slide, but we've also got the normal legato transition. And instead of having a kind of a detached legato, which doesn't really kind of work with this instrument, it's not particularly idiomatic to it, we do have a vibrato control. As you can see, which does work really nicely for this one. It's kind of, it is a kind of instrument where you might linger more on the kind of non-vibrato before finally blooming into a vibrato. So listening to the normal longs here. It's again a beautiful, soft, lovely sound. We've got our artisans. So you can hear they're again very idiomatic to the instrument. I'm going to keep saying idiomatic. We've got our lovely long trills for this one, which again is the kind of thing that that you would play if you were playing an ocarina. We've got our staccatos. We've got our flicks up, quite useful for doing runs and things, and then down. So let's have a look at the Kanar. Again, we'll start with the performance legato. So this is a nice patch. This one works slightly differently from the others in that we've still got our note attacks are smooth and hard. But then in the transitions now, we've got two different transitions. From velocity 1 to 64, you have a normal legato. And then from 65 up to 127, you have a kind of detached legato. And this is, again, it's a kind of idiomatic way of using the instrument. So we've arranged it slightly differently. So you can hear there, you get the full character of the sound and the two different kind of transitions that you would use in performance. Now, if we look at the individual articulations here again, longs. And then we've got our artisan longs. So again, some wonderful stuff in there. Our flutters. We've got what we're terming our flick up, which is almost kind of more of a kind of mordant. And then the reverse, flicking down. And then if we go for the staccatos. Which is a lovely soft, delicate sound. And then we've got, again, the short version of the kind of mordant or flick up and down. So some great stuff in there. So that's an overview of the 5 individual instruments that are in this package. And then if we go back to the first one we're looking at, I'll just give you a very quick look under the hood. So you've got your basic kind of simple view here, and then when we go under the hood, you've got all of the stuff that you would recognize from the usual Spitfire layout, but we've also got a kind of humanized tuning in here as well. And on some of the instruments, you might want to turn that off, but we like it. We've kind of designed it in such a way that you've got a really nice sound. It won't deviate too far from your tracks, but it does have a nice kind of feel to it with the humanized tuning switched on. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of Andy Findon Kitbag Volume 2 or AKB2. Lots of fun, inspiring sounds in here to use, and it's really wonderfully set up with the performance legato patches. So it's very easy to just load and play and get a really characteristic and emotive performance straight out of the box. So thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.